Hello and welcome to Terraria. My name's Todd, also known as the Magic, and this is of course Terraria. Last time we left off, losing the wall of flesh. Again. Yeah, I'm not really all that happy about it, if you couldn't tell. Decided to change up our look. We're now a ninja, just for giggles. The other side of it being is I've got a bunch of stuff in my inventory. As you can see, I've got some bones, musket balls, wooden arrows, some stars, some bottled waters, some meteorite bars, some clay blocks, some musket balls, and of course more wooden arrows. I've also swapped around our inventory, so I've taken away our Molten Fury. I just threw that in a chest, one of these chests. This one, there's our Molten Fury. And swapped it out for the Hellwing Bow. The reason I've chosen the Hellwing Bow over the normal Molten Fury is because it turns normal wooden arrows into flaming bats, which pierce infinitely, which is what we'll be using against the wall of flesh. I just realized I don't need these fallen stars. I was using those for something else, or I was looking at something else that I was going to use those for, but I don't need them anymore. But yeah, so our normal Hellwing Bow, it does less damage, but it fires faster than the Molten Fury, and it also turns all of our arrows into flaming bats, which pierce infinitely, as I stated before. It's very fast. So the other thing we're going to potentially use is the Mini Shark. Now the Mini Shark only does 7 damage, but it does it at insanely fast speed, and is also a 33% chance not to consume ammo. So what we're going to use with that is we're going to use Meteor Shot. Now Meteor Shot, a little bit better than wooden arrows, so it kind of like makes up for the incapability of it, but the major benefit of using Meteor Shot is Meteor Shot pierces, same way that the Hellbats do, and the major problem that we were having with the Wall of Flesh is that our shots weren't really getting to him. So hopefully by having this large surplus that we're going to have of just a ton of ammo of these two types will help us deal with the Wall of Flesh. So I'm going to take my rest of that and throw that in there. So yeah, hopefully that will cover us. We have a lot of ammo now to deal with stuff. I've kept our guns, our Sun Fury on just in case I need to use something that won't use up our ammo. I'd prefer not using our ammo up. What else? Oh, and the other thing being is I've got some clay blocks and some bones, and I'm seeing if I can make it. Yes, so this is a new item in Journey's End. This is not on consoles, but it is, of course, here on PC, and we can make a teapot with bones and clay blocks. And a teapot is a crafting station. Can I just put it down here? I can. So with a teapot and some bottled water, we can make teacups, which teacups are just a food item. And we'll just make a bunch of those because they're just going to come in handy. They're going to come in real handy. So we'll take that and we'll throw our bones and our clay blocks into a chest because we no longer need them. But yeah, teacups are effectively, forgive me, I bumped my headphones there, are minor improvements to all stats, meaning defense, health regen, damage, crit, all that good stuff. So hopefully, with all this set up, we're going to be good there. I think we may be out of, are we out of? No, we are not out of Guide Voodoo Dolls. We'll use one Guide Voodoo Doll here. I don't think, actually, you know what? Why not? We'll try fighting the Wall of Flesh as we are now. I've restocked up on potions. I've got more healing potions, regen potions, swiftness, iron skin, and archery. So we'll hope that everything will go well. I'm going to use the Hellwing Bow to start off with, so I'm going to start using the Hellwing Bow, and if I run out of arrows, we'll swap, of course, to the Mini Shark. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have a fighting chance against the jerk that is the Wall of Flesh. I think with the Hellwing Bow we'll have a better chance than we would previously. If we find that our Hellwing Bow is not enough, we'll try and swap to the Mini Shark and just see if that's doing better damage. We almost actually defeated the Wall of Flesh last time, so I think with just this minor improvement of having ammo types that pierce, we're going to have just way more luck in general fighting the Wall of Flesh. That's my hope anyway. We're going to give it one attempt, because I only have the one Guide Voodoo Doll, I think. Otherwise, we're just going to start building more onto our bridge, and that'll be the end of this episode. But who knows, maybe we'll end up in hard mode by the time this episode's over. We'll see here, won't we? I'm just going to pull this out. And if I run into anything, hopefully it'll get hit too. I do not have, of course, any water walking or obsidian skin potions, so if I get hit by lava at any point, yeah, that's just gonna wreck our day, especially during the wall of flesh fight. It would be nice to have an obsidian skin potion, and if we fail our first attempt here, then we'll be on the lookout for them as we're building our bridge. And I also figure we'll build our bridge more out this direction, so rather than this direction. So not on the right side of our world, but on the left side, because I figured that's where we'll have the best luck, I think. That's my hope anyway. But yeah, I don't think we had any problems outrunning the wall of flesh last time, thanks to our swiftness potion and our normal specter boots. I don't think we needed the lightning boots, which was good. Alright, so now our major goal is just to run as fast as we can to where we need to go. The faster we get there, the less likely we are to run into any enemies. We just gotta get to the end of our bridge here. Let me think. Is there anything else exciting I can talk about? There was some announcements for Terraria that I didn't talk about last time, which was an update. Kind of, I want to say the truly last update for Terraria was kind of like talked about. They talked about introducing more achievements, more minor updates to the game. Nothing major, it was more of just like some flavor stuff that they were going to add after Journey's End, which they'd originally always intended on adding, such as costumes, which they had a contest before Journey's End dropped, that those costumes weren't ever added in Journey's End. They are going to be added in the update afterwards, so maybe we'll see those before you know it. Only time will tell on that one. So yeah, if you've ever used these two weapons, the Hellwing Bow and the Mini Shark, you know the downside of the Hellwing Bow is that it's very inaccurate, so we're going to have to see how good our abilities are here. Let me just buff up beforehand, toss it in, and now we'll just try using the Hellwing Bow. So the major thing about the Hellwing Bow is, as you can see, it's very inaccurate, and they do not home in any way, like I thought they did. But because of the way the Wall of Flesh is, and how big it is, even the inaccuracy is actually kind of an okay thing. It actually allows us to hit him a little bit more consistently because of how big he is. At least I think. Yeah, we're doing a lot of damage right now. You can see we've also got him down farther than we did last time. And that's just because these little bats pierce. That's all it really took. Just gotta bring a piercing weapon. That's all it takes. Oh, he's kind of hammering us right now, isn't he? Thankfully we got enough damage resistance so that it's not too big of an issue. Fighting him back. Make sure that we gotta keep our damage going. Because he's just gonna speed up as we go along here. He's almost at his full speed, I think. Yeah, I think he's at his full speed here. Wow, this is kind of a joke comparatively. And that is almost it. Oh, so that was his full speed. He does a final rush towards you at the very end there, and that is it. We killed him. He's done. And you know what that means. I don't know if it... did it say it? I didn't say that spirits of light and dark have awoken. It's supposed to say that. It didn't. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where that message was. So, Ancient Spirits of Light and Dark have been released. That means that we're now in hard mode, so everything just went from 0 to 100 real quick. As I stated before, I wanted to use magic and melee throughout this playthrough, but I'm just going to use whatever's the most consistent at the time. I'm not going to focus on one thing, as I originally was, because in expert mode and also in master mode, that's not really viable. Oh, you can also see the other benefit of using the meteor shot, is that it bounces like that. Let's just leave Hell, because Hell's now a very, very dangerous place for us. If we see a red demon, we're just going to die. Our villagers are also probably going to die at some point, due to the fact that now hard mode enemies are going to spawn, and hard mode enemies break down doors. So that's a thing we have to deal with. So, when in expert, you of course get your expert bags, but when you defeat the Wall of Flesh for the first time, you also get a Demon Heart, and this permanently increases the number of accessory slots you have. This is something that you take in expert mode, and in master mode they just straight up give you an extra accessory slot from the get-go. But this is the only extra accessory slots. We're going to have 6 accessory slots. Doesn't seem all that useful right now, but believe me, it will be massively useful. Another thing that's massively useful to us is our Bone Hammer. We're going to want to actually take this and put that in place of the Ham Axe. So our Bone Hammer is probably the best hammer we'll get for quite a long time. It's insanely strong hammer-wise, and also it can break demon altars, which we will be doing here in just a moment. We did get a warrior emblem, which isn't too bad. We'll just slap that on, just because we don't have anything else right now. Increases melee damage by 15%. It would have been better if we'd gotten a ranger emblem, but hey, our Sun Fury's now much better. Also get a damaged laser rifle. It's a basic magic weapon. And you can see it's kind of an upgraded meteor gun. Not terrible. Not really good enough for us to use, though, because we don't have enough mana. So I'm just going to quick stack in a nearby chest here. I'm going to take these blocks that I got. So these are just living fire blocks. I think I've talked about those before. They drop from bats. And Crimtane blocks, which is what the little box was made out of, because we're on a Crimson world. So we need to go. The very first thing you always need to do the second hard mode starts is you need to go find some demon altars. Where do we have some demon altars? You also need to start re-exploring the world, because now there's Hollow. Not only is there Crimson, there is now Hollow in the world. You need to figure out where that is. You also need to figure out where the Crimson is. Those will start spreading insanely fast. There's also now hard mode enemies. We're going to die to those a lot. As you can see, they have a lot of HP, especially in expert mode. 520 HP. Isn't that one enemy? Oh no. We need to go break these demon altars though, because they will release new ores into the world. And you need to do that immediately. You need to at least break 3. That is the minimum rule. You need to break 3 of them, because that'll release the 3 different types of ore that you can get in expert mode. And we need those 3 ores, because that's effectively our upgrades, and then we can fight the mechanical bosses. So the mechanical bosses are our next goals after the Wall of Flesh. And they are no joke. A lot of people fight the twins first. I prefer to fight the Destroyer first, which is the Destroyer of Worlds is like a giant worm. The twins, to me, are a much harder fight than the Destroyer of Worlds. Those are some hard mode wolves, I think. Oh, there's pixies. Get out of here, pixie. These enemies are terrifying. They do a lot of damage and are just kind of spooky in general. I'm going to leave that one because I'm going to use that one for crafting purposes later on if I need to. Let me find... So this block here, this is Hollow. Those 2 enemies you just saw, that was a pixie and a... I don't know what the UFO looking like enemy was, but they're very spooky. I'm going to break 3 altars. This is going to spawn a bunch of wraiths. Wraiths all have 320 HP apiece. Kind of spooky in themselves. If you can break altars always in sets of 3, never break just a single altar. That's definitely not worth it because you only release 1 type of ore into the world. I think you can break them in sets of 3 and 3, so that's 9 in total. 9 altars in total is like the amount you want to break. But if you only manage to get, like I'm about to only get 6, that's okay. If you can only manage to get 3, that's also okay. Sometimes the world spawns in a really bad spot and it's very hard to get to these altars after hard mode starts. But we're not worried too much about that. We just want to not die to the wraiths if we can. That's a lot of wraiths. Look how many wraiths there are right there in Jeebus. Our Hellwing Bow does like nothing to that here. What can I do here? I got some in my inbow there. I can use my Sun Fury. Oh, my Sun Fury does a good amount of damage. Yeah, okay. Oh, we got a fast clock. That prevents us from getting slowed if we wanted to use it like that. It's an accessory, of course. Let me just pull out my Sun Fury. Sun Fury is pretty good against these pixies. They don't shoot, but these gastropods, that's what they are. They snipe you from bloody long way away. Let's heal up. I do want to try and, if I'm able to, break more altars here, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Gastropods are just going to shoot me to death. Let's see if we can get another Howling Bow. Howling Bow does set things on fire, which is good. And we can fire fairly fast with our Howling Bow. Our Howling Bow is kind of like a shotgun bow. It's very inaccurate, but real good at hitting things either up close or rapidly. And coming through. I am going to break these final altars, and next time, because we finally defeated the Wall of Flesh, we can hopefully... Oop, I didn't mean to buff up. Well, oh well, that's fine. We can hopefully next time fight and get some more stuff underground. So like some of these ores that we just spawned, like the cobalt that you can see right there. I'm going to cut through up into this one, and this will get us the last one I think we need. So what ores did we manage to get? Did we get the good ones? No, we got adamantite. That's unfortunate. So the ores that you want to go after is you want to go after titanium, really, in hard mode, but I'm not going to be too picky on this. We're going to try and make it work with adamantite. Adamantite probably wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, now that we've broken 3 sets of demon altars, so that's 9 altars in total, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We should be able to go mining now. So now we can go underground and start mining for more ores, but we're going to do that next time. It took me a while to kind of prep this episode, of course, because I had to get all those different materials ready. I had to look up better strategies for the Wall of Flesh, and as you can see, the Howling Bow is just the MVP. Howling Bow for President. That saved us so much time and effort, and we were really able to do a lot with that. Plus, all it takes is just normal wooden arrows. So yeah, not bad at all. Plus with our archery potion, real good. Oh, I did also change our signs around. I took away the magic ones just because we weren't really using those early on. We might replace them, but I've put ammo reserve and archery. Just because I could actually make archery potions. Ammo reserve could be changed later on because it requires a double cod, but I'm rambling. I just realized I'm just quite happy because I finally got the Wall of Flesh done. But yeah, next time we'll go gather some hard mode ores, start working our way towards adamantite. Once we have adamantite, we'll try and take on some mechanical bosses. That is, unless the mechanical bosses try and take us on first. Until then, though, goodbye.